Exhale, exhale. Good morning, everybody. How are you? My name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you on behalf of EPIC. EPIC is empowering people, inspiring community, and EPIC is a conscious living publication that we bring to you bi-monthly. Right now, we're publishing digitally. We hope to go back to print for July and August, but we'll keep you posted on that. If you haven't received the new copy of Epic, our May June issue, please reach out in the feed via email, however you can reach us, text, whatever. We'll get you a copy of that link for the live flipbook. It is a completely interactive and engaging resource for conscious business leaders, conscious community. It's a resource for you. So please let me know that you can hear me and that you can see me. Again, my name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you on behalf of Epic Tri County. Lisa, my co publisher, is working from her home. Please leave us a comment. That is the only way we know that I am live and you can hear us. Let us know how you're doing. Scale of 1 to 10. How you doing today? I hope you're a 10. And if you are not a 10, I hope that you're closer to that 10 after our talk with Cathy Stubbs. I'm going to bring Cathy on in a moment. But first, on behalf of Epic TriCountyCT, I want to once again extend our hearts and our prayers and our affirmative energy to each one of you. During this time of social distancing and separation, we're affirming oneness and we're affirming that we are never alone, that we are here for you. Give us a call. Again, the numbers are on the website, www.epictricountyct.com. It's on our Facebook page. There are many, many ways to reach us. Please, if you need someone to talk to or someone to pray with, reach out. We're here for you. That is what EPIC is about. It's about connecting each other, connecting our communities, and together rising up through this time and in the future, because we aren't going anywhere. We are more dedicated and determined to be that resource for Connecticut. Anyway, enough of me and enough of Epic. I'm going to bring on a beautiful lady. Her name is Cathy Stubbs. She is the owner of Eagle Flight Healing. And Cathy is a shaman. She is a certified light body healer. She's a Reiki master. She's an RN. She's a friend. And I can't even say the pleasure. It was truly a life changing experience. So about a year ago, I went to Cathy's home and I received a treatment from Cathy and totally blew me away. I heard the word shaman and I thought, oh my goodness, the little skirts on the shaman, the archetype that we see. Well, we have Cathy Stubbs, and she is the most gentle, loving shaman I've ever been introduced to. I'm going to bring Cathy forward now for all of us.
Good morning. Hi, everybody. And thank you, Samantha and Lisa, for this gorgeous opportunity to speak with you all.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're so honored that you decided to accept and continue to be part of our journey. You were there in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited to say also, a little cat out of the bag. The July August edition of Epic may have a little bit of Cathy in there, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. So, my dear, as a shaman and a certified light body healer and an RN and a Reiki master, those are all the titles. Who's Cathy? How did you come to be where you are right now in your life and as a conscious business owner and healer? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I am a spiritual being who grew to love evolving spiritually and developing my relationship with who I'm going to call God, Goddess, all that is, and Spirit, Great Spirit. I came from a background that was pretty dysfunctional and abusive. And during those many years, I learned how to give myself away and how to flatten myself out and be hollow. And so that I didn't feel like I was all there. And one time during an argument with my mother, I looked at her and it was like different eyes looking at her. And I said, I am not going to be like her. And I think my path started then with this choice to be different and to explore myself. Um, so anyway, I became an RN and I've had a wonderful career as an RN. And when I was in my early 40s, I got the whisper to learn Reiki. But it wasn't for working on other people, it was for working on me. Because I really felt like I was still so hidden somewhere and that there was something missing. And during my years of doing Reiki with people, and I learned what I saw empathically. When I was working Reiki with people, I started seeing organs full of pain and shame. And just I would start working to take that low energy out of there and to put higher energies in, like unconditional love and happiness and joy. And so Reiki's been wonderful. I do Reiki every day.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I sit with my husband and I do Reiki with him and me. I love Reiki. And it taught me that I am very empathic, actually. And it showed me a little bit of who I am. And so late in my nursing career, I was ready to leave it and just go to something else. And so I left it and retired and said, okay, I always loved the healing arts. What should I do? And I looked online for programs, and for the second time, a program came to me from the Four Winds Society, which is a contemporary school of shamanism. And I followed that whisper and became a shaman. And during the process of doing that, I learned so much, and I regained back a lot of my essence and fullness. And I fell in love with being able to bring people to their authentic self. Because in the course of living life during our early years of growing and forming a self-image and identity, we can get pretty buried if in certain circumstances. We can take on beliefs and judgment about ourselves that are false. And shamanism helps to lift that up in a painless way.
Yeah. Open
Without
those
having to
doors.
talk about things, just coming and getting energy lifted
Right.
and discovering more of who somebody is. Yeah. And so I fell in love with that.
I
And so
love the
that's a
point.
little bit about my story.
I love that point that you said that you don't have to talk about it if you don't choose to talk about it. You know, you can just come in. What I envision and what I believe I experienced with you in person and just speaking before we came live is almost a spiritual transfusion, like a transfusion where the ick and the murk and the darkness, the gray matter really is coming out and then being infused with that love and peace and joy and compassion and self love, which is so important. So I do have to say that, you know, when I first started on this healing journey and opening up to the healing arts, I really did have a picture in my mind of a shaman being someone maybe in the Peruvian forest, you know, with the beads and the little skirt on and I was a little nervous coming to see you. I had never been introduced to a shaman, never experienced shamanic work. But when I was in your healing space, it was almost a feeling of coming home. It was so comfortable and so loving and gentle. And I'm looking forward to continuing that journey with you. So, you're offering virtual work now. How does that work? Can you tell us a little bit about the virtual sessions and so on?
Yes, I have always done remote sessions. And as a matter of fact, once I opened my business in 2015, most of my customers were remote. My furthest customer was Italy and just California, Florida, Wisconsin, wherever. And so that works over the cell phone. And what we end up doing is I have a healing room,
Mhm.
and I call in the energies. I work with my higher self. I've always had a relationship with my higher self from my early development of my spirituality. I believed in a higher consciousness and formed a relationship with them and my soul.
Mhm.
And I work with the higher self and the soul of my clients. I go into a little light meditation and ask permission to work with the client. I talk about what we're thinking of, and I ask them for their permission to do that. I ask them for their suggestions, and during the session, they actually give me information that I use during the session for healing. And so we call in the higher self, the soul, we call in the guardian angels, we call in the guides, we call in the healing team, we call in the protection team of the client and me. We have a full room.
That's what
And every once in a while, I've had somebody like a parent who's passed over come in, and I'll say to the client, gee, I think your mother's here. She wants to say something to you, and I'll go ahead and give that message. And so, anyway, once we have the atmosphere and the energies all set up, we end up on the telephone, and I bring in the energetic self of somebody. Now, somebody at home on their cell phone, relaxing on the couch, may not feel any different at all, but incredibly relaxed. This whole process is so relaxing.
Mhm.
People say to
Mhm.
me, I've never been this relaxed. And we bring the energetic self in. And for me, as the provider and the healer, it's like having the person right in the room because of what I see. And so I'm working with the energetic self, doing solo extractions. And what that is tracking for foreign energies in somebody's energy field. And we'll do our solo extractions. Everything's done on their energetic body. And then they're invited to my bodywork table, and they're reclining, and our sessions are based on an intention that our client brings to the table. And if the intention is really a deep intention, such as I wish to release the effects of the sexual abuse from my childhood, I say to the client, I don't need to know your intention. You don't, you're not putting your life on a platter for me to view. Hold the intention. And then we do a process of blowing the intention out onto a stone. Shamans work with their spirit shaman guides, they work with nature, and they work with the breath. And so the stone receives the intention, and I have picked out a proxy stone from my mesa. A mesa is a medicine bag. I am the kind of shaman that has a medicine bag where there's lots of stones in it that have been ceremoniously prepared over and over and over again to become a magic stone. And so I pick out a stone from my medicine bag, not this big, and the person blowing out the intention in their own living room or bedroom, it comes onto my stone via our intentions. And then I use that stone. I do a little deal with my pendulum for which chakra, which energy opening of the 7 main chakras in the body is the correct one to work with and do the work through. And the stone goes on the chakra. And then I start my process as the shaman
Yeah. Yeah.
doing the work.
It was really when I was there in person, it was life changing, really. And I have never. It was very very relaxing, and I had some major breakthroughs. I'm looking forward to our virtual session, and I recommend if anybody is interested in shamanism to please reach out to Cathy. Lisa is sharing all your information. Also, I'm going to read your cell phone number if that's okay, to contact Cathy about any of the services she offers. The number is 203 535 8849. And yeah, if you're ready to experience a shamanic healing or a different, maybe you have already and you want to try a different type of shamanic healing, reach out to Cathy. We thank you so much for sharing that. you know, we had talked earlier about the 7 chakra illumination, and as a healer myself, a Reiki master, this virtual stuff, whether it be cell phone or Zoom, it is energy, and it's really, really palpable. And that's the point I'd like to really get across to our viewers and our community, is that even though we cannot physically be in the same room together, we still have all these beautiful modalities and light beings and light workers that we can connect with,
Yes,
and further our healing journey together. So
absolutely.
thank you for being on, on this path with us. As COVID came upon us, and there's all these changes and transitions came through, how did you begin to care for yourself? Was it any different than what you did before? Can you tell us a little bit about your experience over the past 2 months, 3 months with self-care?
Yeah, it became even more important to me to become aware of my emotions, because with having something like COVID, you don't know where it is, you don't know what's going to happen. My intention that I set for myself was that I was not going to become a victim of COVID. And so it is within my belief system that when we keep our resonance high,
Mm-hmm.
our resonance is our energy of vibration that we put out from our entire energy field, our physical body and our light body, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And an example of low resonance is somebody who might be like so filled with anger. You always know an angry person when you see them. I mean, you can just see them coming towards you, can't you? So
Yeah.
you see, we're all energy readers. We're
Right.
all good at that.
Right.
And so I work to keep my energy really high, which is being connected to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do a lot of earth grounding. And a really nice way to do a really quick and easy earth grounding, because earth is a consciousness. Earth has God, goddess energy in it. And a really good way to do that is to just shut your eyes and send a beam of light down into the earth
Mm-hmm.
and ask it to go to the place that's right for you. And then open up your feet chakra. It feels like taking slippers off. You just say, I want to open my feet chakras, and send a beam of light down into the earth from your feet chakras. They'll go to the same place. And then invite earth energy to come up through you. And you'll feel it start to come up, and it comes through your feet. Invite it to come through and wash your body and ground you and fill up on earth energy. And just imagine, you might imagine it as a mist or a warmth. And it's just starting at the feet and then at the pelvis, because you've connected with the first chakra, and up, 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 out your hands and out your seventh. And wow, you just feel so totally grounded
Mm-hmm.
and centered. And
Mm-hmm.
so I do that every day. And as I'm feeling my emotions, I'm watching for worry, anxiety, fear is the big one. It
Fear.
takes us away from our in the moment now self, and everything changes when we're in fear.
Yeah.
And so I believe in trying to put my dreams out there and visualizing my business growing, visualizing us having beautiful advantages from the lockdown that we've been in. And I'm visualizing answers coming to us magically somehow. Because I believe our unseen are working with us. God got us all that is, and our
Absolutely.
guides. And many are working with us to help us become more consciously aware, because we do create our own reality out of our dreams or out of our fear.
Right.
And you can tell the resonance difference in those two. So where do we want to come from? I
Right.
want to come from beauty, unconditional love, joy, happiness, and feeling my authentic self right here, grounded in this body.
Yeah.
And so that's what I work with. It
And
doesn't take long.
right, because fear is generally, it's either based in the past or projecting into the future, and it's in the now moment where the joy can be felt. And so grounding into the now moment using the tool that you just gave us is beautiful. Connecting with our great Mother Earth, who I see right now taking a big, big exhale and just saying, thank you. So connecting with that. is so important. So as we begin to wind down our conversation, I want to thank you again. And the practice of meditation, we talked about a little bit in your practice as, in the healing area. Is this something that you also do on with yourself, a meditation practice? Can you tell us a little bit about that? I think
Yeah.
it's so important for people to understand that meditation, number one, is key. And number two, it can be done in so many different ways. You don't have to go to a mountaintop and sit for 40. And if you could share that, I'd appreciate it.
In my shamanic work, I do a visual imagery. It lasts about 10 minutes. And I do many little visual imageries at home. And sometimes I'll do a longer, deeper meditation that lasts for 20 minutes, sometimes only 10. And there's so much work you can get done there. And so in my meditations, I go to a safe place. I've got this safe place in nature that's all mine, all complete safety. And then I invite in my higher self, whom I see as a human woman, that we have a relationship. And so I go to visit my guides, and I also work in meditation to have some stillness within me, to connect with my body and understand what this pain might be for, or what it's showing me, what this might be showing me. And I do a lot of inner child work with my inner children within me, who still might be in fear or pain. And I work to do healings with them in meditation. And so I use meditation as a way to connect with God, Goddess, all that is, and my unseen and my inner children, so to speak.
Right. And also with your body, to listen to
Yeah,
your body.
with
Yeah.
my body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your light and your vision and just the love that you are. I'm honored, and we're honored here at Epic. And I know I'm speaking for Lisa also, when we say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well,
So if
thank you.
anybody needs to, if anybody needs or wants to get a hold of Cathy, again, we have her contact information in the feed. Um, Stay tuned for the July, August. Her website is www.eagleflighthealing.com. Phone is 203-535-8849. I can say that she's a wonderful being, a friend and a healer. And so thank you.
You're so welcome. And thank you for having me today.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you're part of the Epic mission. I'll never forget, we were just starting when I went to your house. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And to our viewers and our community, remember, you are not alone. We are never alone. If you're feeling isolated, please reach out. Reach out. We're here for you. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe, stay tuned, and peace out, Epic Scouts. See you tomorrow.